We could use your help.
Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today I want to talk about Game of Thrones Kingsroad, the upcoming RPG game set in the Game of Thrones universe from Netmarble Neo. You can currently test the game on Steam during an open beta. The game was already playable for some, luckily also for me, during a closed beta around late January 2025, where I got the chance to test this exciting game for the first time. I think it was late into the last year that I heard the first time about Game of Thrones Kingsroad. After the first trailer I saw about the game, I was pretty excited because I really like Game of Thrones and found the idea behind a video game around this IP very appealing. Unfortunately, I found already existing games around Game of Thrones not really interesting and was hoping to get a bigger game like an RPG, one game set in the universe. So when I saw the trailer for Game of Thrones Kingsroad for the first time, I was pretty excited. Even though the game was first announced for mobile only, if I remember correctly, it was still a huge step into the right direction. When I heard that the game will also come to PC and that there will be a closed beta in the near future, I immediately signed up for the beta. In late January, it was finally about time and I got to play the game. If you want to see the first hour of gameplay of Game of Thrones Kingsroad, I uploaded the first 60 minutes of gameplay on this channel. What is also important to mention is that my opinions in this video are based on the closed beta earlier in this year and not on the current open beta which I didn't play so far. I must say, I didn't have high expectations because I knew that the game was planned first as a mobile game only, so it was even more surprising when I got to play my first few hours of the game and see how the game was well designed and was even visually pretty good for a mobile game. There will also be an extra graphics mode for PC gamers only on release, so you get even better visuals on PC. But what exactly is Game of Thrones Kingsroad now and what is the game about? Game of Thrones Kingsroad is an upcoming story-driven action-adventure role-playing game that brings the world of Westeros to life in stunning detail and on a previously unseen scale. Developed by Netmarble Neo, the game allows players to explore the 7 kingdoms of Westeros in an open world, from the glamour of King's Landing to the icy atmosphere of Castle Blackwater at the foot of the wall. Players take on the role of an illegitimate child from a small noble house of Tyr in the north. After the death of your brothers and the looming threat of winter, you must restore your house to its former glory, forge political alliances and help the Night's Watch prepare for the final confrontation with the White Walkers. A trailer for the game was unveiled during the Game Awards 2024 in Los Angeles, showing the return of Jon Snow and other familiar characters such as Varys, Jaime Lannister and Cersei Lannister. The game's storyline expands on that of the legendary TV series, allowing players to forge their own path amidst the power struggles of the noble houses and the looming danger beyond the wall. Let's talk about the visuals first. Overall, I was surprised at how good the game looks in the end. You have to bear in mind that the game was mainly developed as a mobile game and has really great graphics for that. Westeros is beautifully presented and the map shows a large open world to explore at first glance. From the very beginning, the map gives you an idea of the areas you will visit during the story, and you will discover many familiar places from the Game of Thrones series. The map also makes you realize the size of the game and makes you really want to explore the world. In any case, I've been waiting a long time for an open world game set in the Game of Thrones world, and I'm looking forward to exploring the world playfully and seeing familiar places from the world. There are of course open world games that look much better than Game of Thrones Kingsroad, but it remains to be seen how much the graphics will improve for the PC at full release. The game is supposed to have an extra graphics mode for PC, so that high-end hardware will also be used in the game and Kingsroad will look even better on PC than before. I'm very excited about that. Overall, I was pleasantly surprised by the graphics and didn't have many visual bugs such as flickering or similar during my first time playing Game of Thrones Kingsroad. Next we will talk about the gameplay of the game. As I already said before, I tested the game on PC, so I can't say anything about the control on mobile devices. On PC the game was really satisfying to play. The mechanics were pretty simple, but with a room for mastering certain combat mechanics. The swings with your weapon feel smooth and not clunky, and you can use a wide selection of different weapons. The riding felt a bit weird at first because it looked like that your horse is slipping on the ice, but besides that the animations are well optimized so far. The game's combat system is designed to be dynamic and immersive, with fully manual controls that emphasizes dodging, parrying and intense swordplay. Players can choose between 3 unique classes, Knight, Mercenary and Assassin, each with their own strengths, weaknesses and fighting styles. For every class there is a different skill tree with different abilities, but there's also a general skill tree where every class will get the same upgrades and skills. Not only the skill tree, but also forging a sword or doing alchemy. I was surprised at what you can do in this game and how many options you have to improve your character and get better in the game. And later in the story, I got some encounter with much more tough enemies where you need to have good weapon skills and armor. Sometimes I even needed to do side quests to farm some XP and improve my character before being ready for the challenges I had during the mainline story. So the game also forces you to do side quests because you might recognize that it gets tough and you will fall behind with your character level if you only do the main quest and be underleveled pretty fast. The gameplay felt good in my first few hours with the game and very simple, and I'm excited to see all the gameplay aspects on launch. I can't say much about the story because I only experienced around 50 hours of the game, but so far it seems pretty fine. What I really enjoyed was that I already met some popular faces during my time with Game of Thrones Kingsroad, like Jon Snow and some more which I won't spoil now for you. When playing the game and meeting the faces of Game of Thrones, I really felt like being in the Game of Thrones universe and forging my own journey through Westeros. And that's exactly the thing I wanted to feel and experience during my time with the game, and the game delivered on that. Sure, there could have been much more options for this game if it would have been a AAA production, but for what it is, I like it a lot so far. During your time with the game, it can also happen that you meet other players in the game, so it also has some multiplayer features. How many things you can do together is not certain so far, and we have to wait for the full release to see what is possible. But it is pretty cool that you have the option so far to enjoy the game together with other fans of the franchise. During my time with the game, I encountered no big issues with the game itself or any impactful bugs which destroyed the game experience. As I said, sometimes there were some visual glitches, but nothing too big of an issue. Sometimes I had the issue that I couldn't hear the voice of myself and the voice of the other characters, but it could be possible that this issue might already be fixed in the current beta. I really enjoyed my time so far with Game of Thrones Kingsroad, and I'm really excited for the full release of the game. A nice adventure through the Game of Thrones world in the form of an RPG game would be a dream come true, and there are many ways to make it a great experience. The game will probably release in a few months, so it's not too far away. Did you already play Game of Thrones Kingsroad? What is your opinion about the game? Feel free to write a comment down below. Like and subscribe to the channel to never miss new gaming videos, and thank you for watching today's video. I will see you guys in the next video.